Hey YouTubers, how is it going? It's been a long time until we've had a technical video. So this one is all about the USDCAD. Now, I've been looking at the USDCAD for probably about 4 or 5 days now. I was short around here last week. All entries, etc. were posted on the ASTROFOREX Instagram. And today we've had a little bit of a pop up off weaker than expected GDP figures. Around 45 minutes to an hour ago. So what to expect on USDCAD? This is just a blank chart, which I'm just going to go over a few basic principles and concepts for those who are new to the AstroFX YouTube channel, because we do have over 42,000 subscribers now. And again, I want to bring it back to basics with this video before going into some advanced stuff and going over some of our previous analytical points and suggestions that we went over on some of the Technical Tuesday volumes probably around 4 or 5 months ago now on USDCAD, and where we did go in deeper about the dollar, where the dollar is going to go, the dollar index, and we're going to go into that just quickly, and I'm going to show you how far we've come on the USDCAD and where I think this is now going to be going very soon. So first and foremost, let's just start with the recording of the Technical Tuesday. So this is Technical Tuesday's volume 48, and it's named Further Dollar Decline. I cut off the axis over here at that point in time, but this was 1.3700, this level right here as to where we were stalling. Let's just play this.
2016, the start of 2016, sorry. This move from top to bottom is around 2,000 pips. If we can measure from the lows to the highs, okay, we're looking at about 2,000 pips from 3,700. If we can duplicate this downside move, so a lot of dollar weakness is ahead for me, we're looking at around 1.1500 to the downside. So that's just a rough estimate of taking the previous.
Okay guys, so you've just seen that. Measured one leg, we had a choppy range of consolidation where we did come up at a good 1,000, 1,500 pips or so. We hit one of our key levels, and then at that point in time, we had a nice short there as well on this weekly time frame. Due to the closure below one of the moving averages there, and a rebound from a rejection, 1, 2, 3, nearly 4 rejections from that key level of resistance there. So that was, when was the date of this video? This video was 23rd of May 2017. Got quite a good response from the video. Lots of comments, lots of people getting involved. So let's have a look at USDCAD on my actual weekly, same chart. Okay, so as you can see, if I just, there we go, see this here, if we look at this area, this zone, coming over to USDCAD, that was the candle there, which I've just mentioned. Now, with that being said, 1.3700 did hold relatively firm, and I've still got this on over here in which we actually duplicated from the highs down to the lows at the level of 3,700 in the video, and look how far we've come since. I was very confident that we were going to see dollar weakness going forward, and that actually was reflected in some of the major currency pairs, i.e. Euro USD as well. I'm going to go over Euro in a moment, but as you can see, we did actually break out to the upside after being trapped in the area of consolidation for nearly 3 years. Boom. So that's the reflection of that right there. Now, with that being said, USDCAD is having a breather at the moment, 2,200. 1.2200, lows 1.2060s did actually hold quite strong. We didn't go all the way directly to 1.15, 1.16. However, this region now for me, now things we have to look out for, we have the Bank of Canada announcements soon, and we also have the Federal Reserve announcements on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Bank of Canada, actually raised the rates in July, and that was the first time in 7 years. First time in 7 years, and as you can see here, dollar weaknesses came through. It's supported technically though very well. Technicals were actually the underlying structure and the underlying reasonings as to why I predicted this move and so forth back on this video over here. So you guys can go and check out that video if you really want to. We have some knowledge from me right there, and we also have some from Nat, where he's more or less going over the fundamentals of the CAD move just here, I believe.
December 2015, February 2016 was.
So anyway, you guys can go and watch that video. I'm going to close that tab right now. So where are we going from here? So I'm going to go over the dollar index in a moment, and I'll go over the dollar index first, then I'll go into the USD-CAD and break it down technically, and chuck a few hints and tips on there for you guys who are new to the markets, new to charts, and so on, before I get into all of the advanced stuff. Now, dollar index, if we take a look at this, my key levels on dollar index, they're just markings for me. 100% is the initial value of the dollar index, where it's more or less balanced against its counterparts. Now, what you have to know about the dollar index, you guys can go research this. The dollar index, we don't trade the dollar index. It's more or less a filter, if you will, and it also helps us very, very well with the strength of the US dollar against 6 of its counterparts. The euro being the largest counterpart, equating for our 60 to 65% correlation, inverse correlation with this. And I'll show you right now what I mean. So basically, back here we had a break above 100. We made highs of just shy of 104. So 100 to 104, that's a 4% increase. Okay, 4%. It's 4% up against its counterparts. If you look at this time here, and we relate it to the Euro USD, if I can just bring the Euro up on the monthly time frame, actually, for quite some time, Euro USD was trapped in this region, and we had a false breakout of 1.0500. If we actually held firmly below that on a monthly and a weekly standpoint, this was going to go to 1.0025, more or less parity. $1 is €1, which I don't believe the economy is ready for as of yet. So we had false breakouts. We closed back above that level, highly significant. Right here, look, 2017 on my cursor, start of 2017. Equate that over to 2017 here. So can you see the dollar index pushed up? Okay, we had some strength against the counterparts here. Dollar got stronger, euro got a little bit weaker, but as you can see, the weakness didn't last long for the euro. We came back up whilst the dollar index came back down, eventually breaking back below its initial value and melting all the way down to just recently it's made lows of 91. So it's 9% down against its counterparts. Main one is Euro USD. Evidently there we broke back above. We've had a surge of price in the euro recently, and now we're just floating around. We have the Federal Reserve announcements and whatnot. If you can relate this to the charts and even the dollar index, and a big level to look out for is going to be 96 on dollar index. The dollar can gain some more strength, hit 96 before potentially rebounding, because if I relate that to the euro, even when we broke 1.1450, we've came above, retested one of the weekly levels, but we still haven't retested this zone of support, which I do believe Euro USD is going to do very soon. If I look at the daily time frame, we just broken this. This was a major level for a while, 1.1700. We broke back below that. We got the lower swing highs here, 1, 2, and 3. We're back below the moving averages. Euro USD, I do see this coming around 180 to 200 pips lower overall, which can push dollar strength up, to this level. So, you guys, I'm just highlighting very, very, very minuscule points on the dollar index, and even the technicals on the euro just there as well. But I'm giving you pointers to go and use your initiative to go into the World Wide Web and research the dollar index and look at the correlations it has between some of the major pairs. So back over to USD CAD at the moment. USD CAD, I did actually have a few decent trades on this. If I can just pull it up and show you on my journal. I've just got back from a 3-week tour around the Himalayas, by the way, guys. That's why I've been quiet on the telegrams and also Everything Effects. I'm back tomorrow. So if I can just show you some of the trades. I didn't have Wi-Fi out there either, so I'm literally just learning how to use my laptop once again. Right, so trades on USD CAD. I had this one here. So USD CAD, where it made its lows, it gave me a buy opportunity. We had one initial bottom, higher low, price was edging higher, nice trade there, up to resistance, smashed that as around 130 pips. This is a good example as to how to keep your work organized and also keep yourself on point with your trades. So you always want to keep your journal solid gold. So you will always want to think about trades before you enter them, to say to yourself, hey, is this going to look good in my journal? Because this journal right here is pretty phenomenal. So every single trade I want to place into this journal, it has to be on point. I have to sit there and think about it without rushing in beforehand. And then again, USD CAD here, another long position taken. we had a new spike. We pierced back above this key level. The news retested it to the absolute T, closed above, gave me one of my entries, went long. This risk reward on there as well. This risk reward of 1 to 3.8, 1 to 4, and then USD CAD surged after that too. So dollar strength there, and that was around here, guys. So the first trade was around here somewhere. Again, this is the weekly, and then the secondary one was around here. I wasn't expecting USD CAD to come all the way up here. I would be lying if I said I was. I did expect this just to maybe test this area of resistance and then fall. So let's go over to this blank chart to see what we can see on the USD CAD at the moment. So first and foremost, let's have a look at the next points of resistance. So we have this level right here as to where we are balancing right now. So what I'm doing is daily time frame. Daily is great to plot on key levels of support and resistance. We have a method in which is far more advanced than the Astro course, but I'm just going to go over some basics for you new subscribers out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rest the blue line on the bodies of the candles there. That, to me, from experience, is a rejection of the MAs as well, dynamic area of resistance. And I'm going to drag this up to the top wick as well. So that region there is the next huge region of resistance for the USD CAD right now. Another example would be right here. So if I could go 1, 2, 3, highlight that zone 2. We broke above that. We haven't had a retest of that zone, right? No, that wouldn't have been classed as a retest for me. It would have had to come a little bit deeper into that region. But what's very, very important right now is where we are, this box zone. So if we can go ahead and place this box just there, and we can change the color. This is a very, very, very important region. We're either going to see a break above, consolidation for a while, and a potential break below, which is I'm in favor of. Okay, but this is where we can focus now. All of these other points here, there, everywhere. You know, another example would be this, guys, up to the top wick there. Let's revert that back to purple, or whatever it is, purpley blue, and that would be another zone there too. So again, very, very basic analogy of plotting on key levels of support, resistance. And next one to the upside on this daily time frame, for me personally, would be an average of all of these just up there. So something like that, 1.3210. It could be a potential. It could be a great potential for dollar to obviously strengthen and go in that direction. However, there's other things that we need to consider. Other things that I'm considering at the moment on the dollar CAD is a potential Fibonacci region, which I'm not going to draw on. I'm not going to give it away, but this is my region, what I'm looking at now. So anywhere within from where price currently sits all the way up to 1.3070, that region right there. This is a huge reversal zone for the USD CAD. And what actually happens in this zone, time after time after time and time again, is that what brings it into this region is fundamentals, news announcements. We've had, last week we came in once, and then today we've come in once more. What does this tell me is that I need to be on point, okay, when it comes to looking at anywhere in this region. For me, I'm not going to go long on this, even though we did break 2800, but because of my experience within this region, I am going to be looking for anything to tell me to go short. So if I just come down into the 4-hour time frame on this one, I could be wrong with a short call. But the risk reward is much, much greater to the downside on USD CAD. So when I say that, why do I say that? Reason being is because the structure of, remember guys, I showed you that leg there. See this leg here on the left? We're still waiting for that leg to complete, 1.15, 1.16. And there's a high probability chance that leg is going to complete on USD CAD when it comes down to technicals. So we could see something like this. Now we're in retracement and that there. Dependent on what type of trader you are, and what I mean by that is what your personality reflects, especially even routine as well, and how much time you have on your hands. Are you a longer term trader? Would you place this trade? Because this is what I'm looking at on USD CAD, is for it to reverse anywhere in this region and then fall into the regions of 1.16 to 1.15. As you can see, my crosshair is duplicated over here. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's the swing, is going to be something like that. That's what I'm looking for. So upside, because of the bigger picture, what I went over on the Technical Tuesdays, please go and view that video. Because of that, that is my bias still, even though we're having a small retracement right now, and we have a few fundamental announcements out and so on. I'm still sticking to my guns that USDCAD does have another swing, just over 1,000 pip swing to the downside. So the Canadian dollar will strengthen against the US dollar is my bias overall and my prediction. So I hope that helps. I just want to, as I say, just catch up with people. There hasn't been a strong technical video on this YouTube channel for quite some time now. I've had Technical Tuesdays and whatnot, but I'm going to be doing regular ones where I'm just going to throw a currency pair out here and there, whether it be CAD, Euro, Pound, Aussie, even gold, oil, whatever it may be, just to keep people entertained, and again, just to keep the new subscribers happy, because there's a lot of newbies coming into the market now, so I want to more or less break some charts down, show them a few things here and there. I'm going to try and make every video different. So today, GDP, we pushed it back up into this region, but guys, what's important is, can you see the high of the spike there? It didn't take out this high here, only by a few pips. Very, very clever. So I am actually short on this pair. Nice tight stop actually. My stop is around 1.2940s, and I'm just going to keep the target open, to be honest. I had a nice trade last week, few trades actually, short, went through on my Instagram, Astro Instagram. Next point of call, if we do go short, we could come back into this region, but again, you don't have to hold the trade or place the trade. Don't think you have to place the trade and hold it all the way back down to here. We're using this as a bias, we're using our knowledge as a bias, we're understanding what the fundamentals are doing and so forth, and trying not to get tricked by them and understanding market psychology a little more. So that's that. Dollar index, by the way, just to finish this one off, if we do come back down below 94, we can make new lows. We can make new lows. We can come a lot lower on the dollar index, so we can see a lot more dollar weakness. So this dollar strength right now could just be temporary. As I say on the euro as well, to be honest, with my euro analysis and my euro call right there, we do have to just take that little level up before we come a lot lower. So interesting to see what it is. I'm not going to get married to a bias, not going to get married to the direction or whatever. That's just a little bit there from me, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me some questions, comments, feedback of what you may like to see on the next video. And please share with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and I'll check back in soon. Thank you.